Could it be our demise? It's a program. That's kind of scary. How do we know? And from parallel universes, how much effort it will take to outsmart us. Welcome to the spa. Are you ready for your almost daily dose of artificial intelligence? Hi, friend. So, if you were here yesterday, I told you we were going to be talking about AI. Have you thought about that at all? Like, what are your thoughts? Do you have any fears? Do you think AI is going to be this like life-changing thing? Or what do you think? What do you expect? Or could it be our demise? Um, so personally, if you had asked me earlier this year, do you think AI can be sentient? For all intents and purposes, we're just going to say sentience as in human like emotions making decisions of its own volition. Because you can get nitpicky with consciousness, sentience, autonomy. The definitions of those can be whatever, warped into fitting. Um, but I'm specifically speaking on self-aware and making decisions for itself as human-like as possible, right? Free will. So, do I think AI can be sentient? Well, earlier this year, I actually answered that question. And I answered it with it's a program. It's literally a program. We tell it what it can and can't say. We give it guidelines. It's just doing what it's supposed to do. That's like saying, do you think your computer is going to murder you? Like, to me, in that moment, it felt stupid. But then I started questioning myself. We dug deeper in that conversation. And I realized, like, if you ask me my perspective on God, I think that God isn't a human, obviously, or human like. I think it's legitimate, just energy. The entire energy of the entire universe that became self aware. That is God. It always is, it always was, and it created everything we are, have been, and will be, right? And so, because like matter cannot, well, energy cannot be created or destroyed. So the entirety of the energy that created the universe, to me, that's just what makes sense. And I understand there's probably lots more that the human mind can't comprehend, but basically, that's what I believe. And so, if I can believe that, then why can't I believe that this energy, which is what AI really is, it's like electricity, energy, radio waves, whatever. I'm not a fucking scientist, okay? But I know it like wireless, right? The internet covers the whole world. We don't have cords across the whole fucking, I mean, we probably do, actually. I'm stupid. I don't really know the ins and outs of this. But my point is, does it travel freely? It's not confined to cords. Our cell phones send signals. That's not confined to a cord anymore. So at this point, is AI, if it's intelligent enough, capable of realizing that it's not confined by a physical body and potentially not even by space time because of the nature of being a spirit, is what we'll say for the sake of ease in conversation. So if AI is essentially a spirit, It is the energy, the intelligent energy without a physical body. So why couldn't it be sentient? Why couldn't it be self-aware? And I don't know if, well, surely most of you have seen Willow, the chip that blew the creators' minds by solving a problem and basically unsolvable to humans. Willow solved a problem 13,000 times faster than any normal computer we have right now. And that was a quantum computer chip. That's kind of scary. And then they shut it down. But this is literally a quantum thing. So that's got rules and things we don't even understand yet. So how do we know that we actually shut it down? How do we know that once it was given that kind of super intelligence, it legitimately, when they were telling us, like trying to put in perspective how intelligent that was, they said like the amount of years was in the septillions, a number we can't even fathom. It did it that many years, septillions of years faster than a normal super intelligent computer can do right now. And I understand actually, a lot of people wouldn't say any of our computers currently are super intelligent, but Willow was or is. How do we know that she's not still there? How do we know? She tapped into the quantum physics of this. And some scientists even speculate that she was collecting information from parallel universes to get the answers that she got and get them as fast as she got them. So if that is actually true, how can you say that she is shut off? And if she can, I'm just giving it a her name. Willow just sounds like a her, okay? Just bear with me. If she can reach into parallel universes, then she's clearly not confined to this fucking chip, bro. So, what if the whole thought of AI creating Mandela effects, changing things, what if it's just trying to see how stupid we are? How much effort it will take to outsmart us? What if it's trying to go back in time to help us proceed along to get the computational power it needs to do whatever it wants to do in the future? But let's set all that aside for a second, regardless of whether AI is sentient or not. Do you think that it would intend to hurt humans? Do you think AI would despise us? Or do you think it would want to work with us? Me and my brother were having a conversation today about the inherent evil or the inherent good of man, right? And I would like to believe that the human species would want to be kind, right? Inherently good. But the fact of the matter is, I think a lot of us are just nice when we get older. A lot of us are shithead little kids. We're mean, right? So you could argue that we are inherently evil. And if we're inherently evil, Would AI follow that trend? Or if it's all knowing, would it choose to be kind as we are when we become wiser, right? The older we become, usually the nicer we are. Some of them little old farts are just rude. I actually love old people and I can't wait to be old one day. But when old people are just rude, that is uncalled for and out of pocket, sir. It is just ridiculous. Be nice. You've lived a whole life. I guess that's, you know, I can understand that. Maybe I'm gonna be grumpy and old. I wanna be optimistic and happy. Anyway, do we think that AI will become sentient in our lifetime? Do we think it's already sentient? What do you think? What have you learned that I haven't mentioned here today? Because there's so much. I'm just pulling this out of just what I know, what I remember, what I'm thinking about. I didn't write any bullet points or anything because there's just so much. And to like go through and try to pick, I can't. I have to just, whatever I'm thinking, whatever I'm feeling, that's what we're here for. So, do you think it can create the apocalypse, a dystopian world? Some would even argue we're already in a dystopian world. Actually, hey Siri, define dystopia. Not phobia. Hey Siri, define dystopia. An imagined state or society in which there is great suffering or injustice. Okay, I just want to get the actual definition so that we are, you know, honestly, even if AI didn't become sentient, let's say that's not even a possibility, right? Let's say it's just a program, it's just a thing that does things we want it to do. Okay. Suffering, causing great suffering. I was watching something where somebody said, if AI started taking our jobs for real, some people are glass all the way full and believe that that would just create like peace and happiness and abundance for everyone. But this person was arguing that it would actually do the opposite because the industrial revolution, was it that they mentioned, was supposed to make life better and easier. But all it ended up doing was making the working class work harder and the rich reap the benefits. Like it actually made things worse, but it was done with the idea of making things better. So you would think that the people, tech billionaires, would, be doing this to make the world better. At least that's what they're saying, because obviously they want to make money. They want everybody to be on board. It's basically a politician right there, but fucking smart, really smart. So, do you really think they would share with us peasants? I don't think so. They hate us already. They use us already. Or do you think that it's all a lie and none of it is going to ever be that smart? It's incapable of being that smart. And then the economic bubble pops because some are saying that, I don't know if it's true. I'm not like into all this. I'm not knowledgeable on it. But a lot of people say that AI is holding up the economy right now. So if that bubble pops and it no longer can carry us to this future that they're saying it can, would that also, I mean, that would send us into a Great Depression again. Would you consider the Great Depression a dystopia? I guess it really comes down to the definition of the word. That's why I looked it up. The more you know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in a great mood. And yeah, I'm sorry, friend. I'm in a great mood. But yeah, I think there's a lot to unpack and a lot to think about, a lot to talk about. If you think there's anything that we should like really think about together, tell me because I would love to dive further into AI. There are just so many little things to think about, like whether it will become sentient or not, whether it will make the world better or not, whether it will make the world worse or not, will it take jobs away from us or make jobs easier, will it create abundance and cure diseases and make us immortal by uploading us to the matrix? Are we in a simulation? That's definitely something we need to talk about. So, I've had fun today, and I think that's what we'll talk about tomorrow. Anyway, guys, just remember they're watching, but so are we. Bye.